after losing the last game.
And then we'll see what kind of adaptations they make. Last time they did ban away the Nike and the Erlang Shen to start. So this time around, they're going to ban away the Freya, recognizing Arkel's potential with that god. It seems that maybe last minute monsters, they don't really care about camping that dual lane. So this is why they ban away the Freya, and this will allow them to have a 1v1 between those two hunters and still focus on other sides of the map.
We'll see if 1v1s do happen. So the focus is on the Giannis and the Freya from Minute Monsters. Variety's new team will take away Jingwei and Nike. Quite a few things still available on the table, though. Thanatos is one that I want to mention. It's not something that we see all the time picked up, but when you're against Variety's new team, you kind of have to recognize that.
And instantly, no hesitation being picked up. Variety's new team did ban away the Thanatos the last game, recognizing this last minute monsters wants to not only have this for themselves, but not allow Cuvo Fred with it, because any sort of momentum he gets, he's going to be unstoppable.
I was going to say Zeus Sylvanas here could be an option for Variety's new team. Obviously, we mentioned Sylvanas in the last game. Trick, so happily run it back if the option is available for him, but they're going to go with the Chronos here, more than likely for Arkill. Obviously, with the Zeus drafted, it kind of points it's going to go into the Hunter role.
It's a lot of magical damage for VNT, so last minute monsters has to either shut it down early, not allow them to get the levels that they need, or go heavily into the magical defense. Now picking up a Toth, trying to match the magical burst.
I don't mind the Toth too much, just because that final judgment, the ultimate in the mid lane, can be set up quite easily by a Thanatos. Thanatos ult can just be used like a Thor ultimate
for the
to stun straight into the final judgment. Could cause a lot of problems for them. And once again, they're going to go with the Capri over Sylvanas. Still surprised by that.
I'm not really too worried about the Kepri pick versus the Sylvanas option. I would have liked to see maybe taking away the Sylvanas because of how much it synergizes with the Zeus. That's the problem. But it's still going to allow Hestrick to go into that backline, make aggressive plays, and getting bailed out by Half Devil.
Well, that's if Hestrick is going to be playing it there. He could go in the solo lane for rebound. We've seen a lot of solo lanes pulling out the Thanatos now and again here. Caravan's now coming through. I'm expecting to potentially see some focus onto the solo lane here of Minute Monsters, trying to focus onto Variety's new team.
It seems that last minute monsters are going to take some global options away. The Thor potentially is going to be the Ratatasker immediately after. Bologna banned yet again just for the Scourge, making sure that Arkill will be able to still get off the in-hands that he needs, but it's not as prevalent as it was to the last game because Freya is a lot better at in-handing than the Cronus. Cronus can still heavily rely on his abilities.
But it's
also
damage. Zeus as well. I mean, he gets a lot of his passive stacks for his Detonate off those in-hands too, so it would shut both of them down at the same time there. Honbat's banned out, so they're trying to focus on Cuvo Fred here. Minute Monsters, Variety's new team will pick up Erlang Shen, which is very flexible, can jungle, can go in the solo lane.
That's what you have to do when you're second pick. You have to leave a little bit of doubt in the opposition. It's like, what are they planning with this one god? So now, last minute monsters, they're going to have to try to prepare for not only Erlang Shen in the solo, but also in the jungle and figure out their picks and bans as a result. So Tyr going to get locked in. That's going to be very easy to sustain in the laning phase. But now Shibalanke, I like the synergy there because you have the Darkest of Nights. Anytime Hestrick goes in the sky, you're not going to see him coming.
You're not going to see the final judgment coming either. You can hear it, but you're not going to see exactly which direction it's going to come from, that's for sure. Makes it a little bit even more tricky with the Darkest of Nights. And I was going to say Ratatosker is up and available. That's still flexible for me. I've seen Variety run Ratatosker in the solo, and I've seen Erlang Shen in the jungle before.
True, but without the Giannis for zeros in this game, electing to go for the Zeus instead, more than likely it should be Cuvo Fred playing the Ratatasker just for the global pressure. Maybe look for some kills in the side lane, trying to shut down the Shibalanke in the early game. You don't want to see him getting into that mid to late game with any sort of stacks on his passive.
Yeah, I think we see Ratatosker on Cuvo Fred. I want to say just because of the double ultimate with him and Sylvanas, double knockups, and as well, you're going to set up the Zeus for the massive damage from that ultimate.
Looking at the relic selection, now we do see a hog this game around at level 1. Hestrick electing to go for some sort of potential invade here. Now, between Tyr and Thanatos against Erlang Shen and Ratatasker, that's a little bit risky, but when you have 5 players, that's a different story.
Well, they did this last game. They didn't manage to find anyone in a position here, but they might be able to this time round. Thinking about swinging round to the speed buff now, but the positioning here of the boys of VNT will recognize it early. Cuvo Fred just happy to watch them from distance, knowing they can just walk away if need be. And once again, last minute monsters failed to find the pick they were looking for.
Great separation from VNT, recognizing they don't want to fight. They're going to pinpoint and separate their players. One at the tier 2 in solo, one at the tier 1 in solo, and one at the tier 2 in mid, just to triangulate the vision control, and then as well as 2 players on the left-hand side to spot out any sort of rotation. But last minute monsters they really want to commit to this.
They want the speed on the right-hand side, and because obviously Variety's new team have checked their items, they've seen that Wrath, and they're like, you know what, we're not going to go against that. We'll swing around the back and invade ourselves, trade speed for speed. And on the left-hand side, you saw that Trix has actually joined the usual pairings over on the left-hand side. So in the end, this is actually a small advantage for VNT because they're going to have more experience between these two.
Yes, sharing 3 players on the right-hand side, both QFred and Variety will have an advantage over Rebound and Hestrick, hitting level 5 first, more importantly. And now going into the laning phase, though, with 3 members, though, even though they're only level 1, that's 3 of them. You don't really want to fight into that.
Oh, well, Variety's going to swing around the back there on the Erlang shedding the turtle form. Just looking to poke the minions down and let him know he's here, but there's the level 2. You can see the 3 members. They do have an opportunity to go for the elementals now. The right Hoppy's already dead.
They're going to get collapsed on, though, because right side mids have been taken by the Sylvanas and the Zeus. They're now collapsing. It is going to be a 4-on-4.
Trix is a little bit out of position there for a
damage.
second. That Scythe did hurt, but he's tanky enough to just weather the storm for the time being. Elementals go down. Left Harpies are currently down as well. For all intensive purposes, we're still even, but VNT have a slight edge.
But in the mid lane, though, QFred taking a lot of poke. The abduct onto Zeros, taking a lot of poke. QFred barely able to escape that one with the dash. Great advantage for last-minute monsters if they wanted to start rotating aggressively, but there's not really much to take except for those back right Harpies.
That's true, Shells versus Shells, but over in the dual lane, it's a real man fight here. Kronos versus Jabberwocky. The minion wave is coming into play too, and Cosmic could lose it here. No, he will survive. The poison as well as the archers just did enough.
No.
What a crazy trade. Cosmic comes out on top, but in mid lane, Zeros has the answer here to the jungle that was Hestrix.
That's a Xbalanque with a 1 passive stack, not even 2 minutes into the game, going for the Transcendence. You cannot allow that to happen. That was a smart play also from Cosmic because he had the lane advantage. He had the melee gladiator minion and those 3 archers that was about to come to his aid. So finding the poison, even though he took the time rift damage, he just recognized that he is going to win that exchange every single time.
Not only that, I believe because of that, he lost a whole minion wave to the tower there, Orkill, which puts Cosmic in an even better position. Talking about positions, Variety's in trouble here, but the Turtle Shield comes into play. Is continuing here, rebound on the tier to sustain back up.
Looking at the potion situation, though, 2 multi-pots for Variety, 1 and 1 on the side of rebound, but Variety should hit level 5 first, and with Trixtank rotating in the soul lane, he'll have the wisps to sustain him a little bit further, and there could be a little bit of a play onto this tier if he's not careful.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on Cosmic here. I said that last game when he was playing the Kronos because he was the one that seemed to be doing well in his lane, and now with that 1 passive stack on that first kill, very important to him. First blood gold as well comes into play to get that Transcendence online a little bit quicker.
We'll see how VNT adapts to Cosmic because we saw Arkle going off in that dual lane the last game when he was playing the Freya, so we have to see some transitions.
Rebound didn't recognize the situation he was in there. Variety going to force the Lawbringer in place. Rebound forced to do that just to stay alive, if anything else.
Ulti for ulti as well. The teleport will have to be used relatively early here for Rebound. I don't think he really wants to do that, but now Trixtank with Zeros finding Hestrick out of position.
And Hestrick's just being zoned away there by the Zeus ultimate. He wasn't inside the ultimate, but where do you walk to? You can't go into it, otherwise you're just going to die anyway.
The positioning was so good that Half Devil and Mr. Stefan couldn't really go past that, so we saw the separation of that. Half Devil only level 4, not able to really get the revive off, so the timing of it couldn't be any more advantageous for VNT.
Yeah, talk about the time and speed taken away on the left-hand side. Orkill gets the red buff, and now they're looking at Rebound again. Knocked up, but straight into the Fearless to get away back to the tower safety, and Half Devil, still only level 4, does not have his ultimate available here.
They pull into the knockup, nowhere to go, and why are you out of the tower alone? You see the health pool out of Rebound. He can't even contest that. This is the communication error between Half Devil that we've seen similar to the last game. He has the mechanics to hit his abilities, but he's just putting himself in these really awkward positions, and VNT are just going to take advantage of it every single time.
That's the way it's going to be the whole time here. Looking at the Hunters once more, small level lead here for Cosmic still, even though Orkill did steal away that red buff on that side, but overall, VNT in the lead is another kill on the right-hand side. Variety's going to solo down Rebound alone.
That's huge now because Rebound, he didn't have his ultimate to be able to survive that. On top of this, his teleport is on cooldown. He's going to miss out this wave, but it seems that Variety electing to go for his blue buff before contesting the wave.
Mid lane, wave is cleared from last minute monsters. They're going to rotate into the jungle to find it's all pretty much down. They could look for a Gold Fury here though, Tully. No one's here.
Potentially, we've seen VNT make an early play for Gold Fury at the last game 5-minute mark, and now it seems that LMM, though, they want to be able to find something more.
Well, they're going to force the purification out of Zeros there at least, and once again set up for a bait, but because of the rotation coming in from VNT with Cubo, Fred and Trickstack over here, they have to just be happy with burning the beads.
Cosmic already finishing off his Transcendence with 22 stacks, able to really have the MP5 that he needs to, and the mana pool to just stay in lane forever with this branching Bola, and having a little bit of an experience lead, still the same level against Arkel on the Chronos. We could see more power plays, but on the jungle side, Cubo Fred thinking about ganking.
We'll see what he's going to do. He is going to go in there on the left-hand side, but Rising Jaguar to the rescue. Going to save Cosmic an opportunity. However, around the corner comes Hestrix with the dive in with the ultimate, looking for the pickup of the Squirrel. Squirrel's in a lot of trouble. The root will connect through the dash, however, but he's still in a good place. Final Judgment!
Off! Finds it from a distance. Great play, and now Cosmic trying to get Arkel as well. Has to be careful. Jaguar away, but Zero's from the other side. The ultimate. Oh, Half Devil.
Half Devil's going to get the ultimate off, giving the mobility, but Zeros is just waiting alongside Arkel to clean up Cosmic. Had no escape there. Half Devil couldn't get the ultimate off at the right time. To be fair to him, there's nothing he could have done there.
No, not at all. Nothing he could have been done there. So Cosmic taking a spill, but they did find Cubo Fred, who tried to kill Cosmic initially on the left-hand side, slightly overextending himself too close to that tier 1 tower. And now it seems that VNT, after clearing this wave, going to steal the boars away. Gold Fury hasn't been really contested by either party, and that's more importantly on the side of VNT having to worry about the hog coming out of Hestrick.
Yeah, just trying to find small little wins right now, last minute monsters it seems. I mean, they picked up, like we said, Cubo Fred there, but they didn't manage to get out clean because of the rotations coming in from Variety's new team. Sometimes they just have to back away and not necessarily recommit if they do escape.
Cubo Fred, though, going to get stunned out by that hog, silenced as well. Half Devil with the abduct. A little bit of damage from Mr. Stefan, but he's still walking away. Rebound not able to capitalize off of that one.
No, Cubo Fred going to walk away. The tree's heading back towards mid lane with a great route from Trickstank, and with Zeros waiting there, they've got to walk away from the shield, otherwise the chain lightning will just slow them down and give them more damage onto them.
VNT gets the elementals, but it seems that last minute monsters are the ones to get the right side mid harpy, slightly favoring them. And now Cubo Fred into the sky. He wants to find the top in the mid lane, doing a lot of damage, but can't really cover the distance. He does dash and find the acorns.
And Zeros on the backside does fall down to Cosmic. Another stack there for the Jabberwocky, but he's going to walk right into the rat and be in a lot of trouble. Round the backside, Arkel very low on mana here, not going to be in a good position to really follow up. But Cubo Fred was going to chase down Variety, but Variety's waiting in mid.
And now rebound with the Lawbringer in the mid lane. Variety finding the kill onto Cosmic. It was a great revive from Half Devil as he takes his spill as well. Overall, it was a 3-for-1 as Mr. Stefan has revived. And this level 9 tier has not been having a good game at all. Level 11 on the side of Variety.
Yeah, really struggling here right now, and now pinned in place with a rotation coming in, looking to get away. The ultimate did not force the knock up there of him, so he will get away, but the pull is even better.
Gonna find the pull, but not enough damage because all the cooldowns that were used from VNT, so at least forcing out rebound back into the base. He has the teleport to get back into that soul lane, which is very important, especially if Variety is gonna be distracted doing that blue buff. But look at this, last minute monsters, they're heading towards the Gold Fury.
Yeah, the pace of this game is crazy right now. Ever since we saw Cubo gang the left-hand side, the fighting has not stopped, and it won't at the Gold Fury either. Zero's going to take a big scythe to the back of his head there overall and be forced back, but they don't want to commit their last-minute monsters, knowing that Arkel was just waiting there on the Chronos to support.
And Half Devil took a lot of damage from that Gold Fury, more than he probably wanted to. He wanted to be able to at least start it up, do a little bit of damage with Cosmic, but with Thanatos going that aggressively, which was definitely worth it on top of Zeros, you got to get rid of the Zeus from the combat. You cannot allow Zeros any positioning to get off the chain lightnings, get off that ultimate.
Already you can see notable level differences between the two teams. Variety's new team, last time around we were saying, you know, there's a bit of experience difference at 5k, but at this stage you can see there's actual big differences. 2 levels between the supports is one example.
Exactly. We see the gold difference still being the same compared to the last game, but it was the Gold Fury that was being down for VNT the last game. So they're getting this kind of a lead without any sort of real objectives between gold or the towers. It's just strictly buff invades time and time again. And off of the kills, they're able to just really out-farm last-minute monsters.
And you saw the net worth on your screen for a second there, and Cosmic is the only player on the side of last-minute monsters in the top 5. Everybody else around him is just VNT as we watch Variety just continuing to try and pressure rebound.
This is the point where you kind of be aggressive with their long shot, but it seems that Zero's finding the ultimate, but they're all staying inside of it.
And that's going to be an awkward position. Gold Fury goes down the way last-minute monsters, but the fight may be a different story. However, Mr. Stefan comes up big, still committed there. Is Cosmic looking to slow them down? The Wisp is good enough, but Zero's is like, no, 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 Trix Tank. I will detonate and clear that one up myself.
No, you're not going to incon me this time around. Detonate, the Trugger Horn, as F-Dot likes to call it, confirms the kill. Mr. Stefan wanting to confirm his own red buff, but Arkill does find it. So overall, 2 for 1, but it was last-minute monsters that get the Gold Fury, keeping themselves a little bit more alive. That 2,500 goalie now cut down to 2,000.
Yeah, so they're still in the game based off that Gold Fury.
But that experience, though.
Experience is really painful for them, and talking about that, they're losing experience on the left-hand side of the map, they're losing experience on the right now as the speed is taken away. Nobody's going to be back at that left-hand tier 1 tower here to get that whole minion wave, and it was a big minion wave by the looks of it. But Zero's, though, being pressured by Half Devil.
He should be fine. He missed the abduct, but every single time that VNT finds a kill and the respawn timers just get later and later as the game progresses, this allows VNT to find the farming anytime they really need to. They get the waves and they deny all the waves to last-minute monsters.
Mini monsters looking to pressure the mid lane there, but unfortunately enough, the 2 members of VNT looking for the fight even more. And it's Hestrix in an awkward spot, looking to get to the sky in time. The Wisp is ticking. Is it going to be enough to kill him? He will survive with no HP.
But now Cubofred landing onto Half Devil. The ultimate is not available, still on cooldown, finding the easy pick and also forcing Hestrix out of the team fight. Now the rest of VNT with this 2-man technical advantage, they could push down the mid lane.
Well, will they go for that? They're a little bit lower mana by the looks of it there. No, actually, tell a lie. They're actually in a good position overall for that. Cosmic forced away from the wave from Arkill, who's always looking for a good old fight there overall. And Half Devil, we saw him take a tumble then. More often than not, though, that's a support player trying to support his team who's caught out and getting caught themselves.
More importantly, I like the way Arkill was able to bounce back after getting first blood. And look at this. He's doing a nice tactic sneak behind. This is the whole important strategy behind SMITE. You got to flank from behind. It's not like other games where you can see them coming from the minimap very easily or the overhead view. This is why you always want to go from either the side or behind.
But you don't want to make a mistake like what we saw from Arkill there. He did everything right apart from you could hear him. And talking about hearing him, well, Hestrix, you're not going to hear him much longer, at least for a while. He's going to fall back to base again, 12-4. But when he wrapped around the back there, Arkill, by popping his ability, he gave the sound cue, so he knew, Cosmic knew what was going on.
Just so unfortunate there, giving away his positioning. But either way, still able to clear the way first and then go into the jungle looking for more out-farming potential, getting his own boars. And unfortunately for Hestrix on the right-hand side, without his ultimate and by going for the Hog and still not level 12 for his second relic, there was no way for him to really get out of danger. Very easy dive for VNT onto that tier 1 tower.
It always feels that when I'm watching Minute Monsters against VNT that the Minute Monsters are never grouped as a whole. They're always 1v2 or 2v3 and then they get reinforcements, where VNT seem to group up a lot better as a team and siege like they're doing now in mid.
That's basically all Trix Tank. He's been able to get in the right position and always sustaining the rest of his team, but now diving on the mid lane. Mr. Stefan gets melted completely. Half Devil wasn't in position. He's rotating from left-hand side.
That was a really weird fight between the two. Talking about weird fight, Cosmic up against Arkill now. Level difference of 2 levels, even though Cosmic did pick up 2 kills. Looking to continue to box. In the mid lane, the fight is still raging on here as the pull from Trix is good.
Oh, he finds the cripple. The ultimate reviving rebound for a little bit longer, but Cubofred and Trix Tank has other intentions. Trix Tank trying to body block, not allow Half Devil to find the abduct. The root is good. 4 members still able to pick off Half Devil.
And Cosmic, the last man standing on the side of Minute Monsters, not sure where to go. On the left of him is Kronos, stealing away his balls. On the right, in the middle lane, the tier 2 towers falling down, and VNT are just starting to run away with things once more.
This is what you have to do when you find the picks, you find the objectives. Arkill not rotating because he needs to find the levels as well. He's still comfortably ahead out of Cosmic. 2-level advantage for him. This 3-level now as he just hits 15. Still putting pressure on that tier 2 tower on the left-hand side, but he's going to get collapsed on.
Well, he's going to continue to trade here, Arkill, but the trade versus him and a Cosmic is very close. But final judgment comes through from Stefan. He'll pick up a kill, but Cosmic's going to go down in trade.
Great rotation from Variety, able to trade Hunter for Hunter, and now that's going to be a 4-on-4. A little bit more advantageous, I would say, for the side of last-minute monsters, taking out a higher level Arkill, giving more opportunities for Cosmic to get back into the game ever so slightly.
Definitely the biggest thing that Minute Monsters need to work on going through relegations is their communication as a team. They have the skill, they understand the picks and bans very well. in 1v1 and 2v2s, they're doing okay. The difference is they're not communicating abilities being down or when hot rotations are coming in.
So much damage coming out of Cuba Fred as he lands on the sky. Nowhere to go. The purification was available, but without any vision and without the sound cue, as the position from the ultimate was just far enough to muffle that, was the result of an easy kill onto Stefan, even under the tier 2 tower.
Still 2 members of Minute Monsters looking for their second relic right now. That's the sort of situation they're in. As a tier 2 tower falls on the left, only 2 towers remain that Variety's new team can look to bring down.
VNT are just running away with this one. 8,000 gold lead, 14,000 experience, not even the 15-minute mark. Variety's level 17. VNT, they didn't get the first gold Fury, but they were able to really capitalize off of it, and now they're going to start it up. They got it to 50% health. Hestrick, though, they find somebody out of position in the mid lane. They want to find a but the Sanctuary is good.
And all Zeros is trying to do there is buy time for his team to take a free gold Fury. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Rebound versus Arkil. And Arkil wins that one as well.
Not having the Pestilence or the Bulwark of Hope allows an easy kill for Arkil at this point. He is level 16 on the Chronos, though. Trickstank, he finds the Purification onto Mr. Stefan, as well as the Sanctuary. Still not done yet. A nice little pull, and with the ultimate from Half Devil, they're going to try to dive this.
And they're going to wait for Stefan to go down. There's the detonate from Zeros. Phoenix being looked at as Cubo looks at the Scarab at the backside, or should I say Lobster, as he falls down as well. Cubo gets picked up by the Death Scythe, however, from Hestrix, as the rest of VNT are in the mid lane. You can see Arkil's pushing towers down on the right.
Accuracy coming out of Hestrick, finding at least a cleanup kill and also giving him a little bit of sustain, but it's going to be the rest of VNT capitalizing off of a 2-for-1. The middle Phoenix, it's not even the 16-minute mark, and now Cosmic and Hestrick, they're trying to hold for a little bit longer as Rebound has regrouped with his team. Should deter them for a little bit longer.
Yeah, with no minions there, as well as not the best at sieging down towers or Phoenixes, with Arkil being on the right here. They do have to fall back, but it does buy Arkil time to find that tier 2.
It was all an elaborate ruse coming out of VNT. The bigger threat was the middle Phoenix, but tier 2 tower is still very comfortable, getting a good goal lead. The Toth ultimate connects onto Arkil, and with Rebound going in, he finds the Phyllis onto Variety, gonna get stunned out as well. Half Devil, nowhere to go.
But they left Arkil and Zeros alone, focused onto Variety there, allowed the damage to come through. Hestrix comes in looking for the cleanup on Zeros, but Zeros gets some good body blocks coming out from Trickstank there to keep his mid laner standing. VNT getting very low, forced to fall back. The Phoenixes a hole.
They find the kill onto Half Devil. Zeros was really aggressive there, diving past that middle Phoenix on his own. That's not really something you want to do as a mid-mage, but Variety has to escape. We see Cuba Fred into the sky. He's going to land right on top of Hestrick, and with Trickstank to follow up.
The turnaround is good. 2 members already dead of last-minute monsters, and still all of VNT are alive. Obviously, they focus Hestrix there as well, because he's on the Thanatos, someone with the scent of death. He can get faster in the jungle, keep an eye on where they're going, and also execute anyone who's too low.
This is the thing about Thanatos that has been always problematic since its release. It's a very heavily snowball god. If you don't get an early lead, then you're going to run into the situation where now we see Cuba Fred a 4th-level lead, but now he's overextended on his own. This could be another stack for Cosmic. He uses the ultimate and the speed boost from Half Devil just to get in position for the stack, but it's not enough. The speed buff on Cubo is going to keep him alive.
Not just the speed buff, but his decision to dash before the stun hit actually bought him a big enough window that Xbalanque can't reach with the auto attacks.
Yep.
If he would have just waited for the dash till after the stun, he would have probably died there. Good decision making from Cubo.
Half Devil though out of position. He finds the root, but Trickstank waiting around the corner as we see a 1-on-1 between Arkil and Cosmic, and that's a 4-level lead for the Magical Hunter, finding an easy kill, and without Cosmic for another 35 seconds. Enough time for VNT to maybe find Half Devil.
Half Devil's adventuring through the jungle now, and the jungle is, well, he's not really a jungler now. He's dead support. He's going to go forward back to base 2. Mini Monsters are just too far behind here, Tolly. Yep. I don't see a window for them right now. The Fire Giant started up. They have to try and make a stand here. If they get the Fire Giant, they've got a chance, but it's a 12k gold lead.
They could do it. They have the hog onto Hestrix, but it's not low enough, so he's going to land right back down, but he's landing onto a Zeus ultimate. 2 easy kills. 4 members still dead for last-minute monsters. They're trying to find the Deicide. Mr. Stefan's dash is down. Deicide, it's going to be a free Fire Giant, and this should be an easy 2-0 clean sweep yet again for VNT.
It's going to be awkward now for them to try and defend, but they still have 3 Phoenixes remaining. They've got a good team fight comp here, last-minute monsters, but the experience and gold difference is too insurmountable, I feel. Plus 20 plus seconds on 2 members. This is a guaranteed at least 1 Phoenix.
28-6. I think that's the same exact score, actually, for both games last week.
That's
if I recall correctly. I have to check that later on. but oh my goodness, Variety's new team has just been so dominant last week and this week against last-minute monsters in particular.
Oh, in mid lane on Half Devil, he's forced out. The Phoenix in middle lane still being sieged here. In comes Cuvo Fred once again. They're going to clean up Half Devil off that one, as well as the Phoenix. And now the decision is, do they go mid, do they go left, do they go right?
The world is their oyster for VNT. They have a lot of sustain between Trickstank and the Fire Giant buff, and a 5-on-4 for another 25 seconds. And Hestrix level 13, frontlining as a tank Thanatos is not something you really want.
A little bit risky at backdoor in here. Variety's new team with no minions on their side. It's going to take them a little bit longer. But on the right-hand side, they have allowed Cuvo Fred to continue to push down the right and keeping Cosmics isolated.
And the Trickstank going to fall for his transgressions. Hestrix finding the pick off. The ultimate was used as well. They have to be grouped up if they want to find more Phoenixes and try to push out those minions. You have to make the Phoenix a little bit more vulnerable. Once the minions do enter the range of the Phoenix, it takes more damage from all of your in-hands.
So as we look at this game right now, VNT going to have to fall back for a second after losing Trickstank here. Into the jungle go Minute Monsters, trying to chase them down, slow down the back end, rebound with a good juggle up the Fearless in the side too. But it's Cosmic who just got bursted to high heaven. Arceo cleaned him up alone, and now Zeros walks around the corner, picks up Mr. Stefan, who was trying to find a pick on Variety, lazy back in. And instead of the lazy backs coming through, it's everybody on Minute Monsters heading back to base.
Fred, he's not done yet. They found 3. They want number 4. It's going to be on to Hestrix. Only Half Devil alive to try to hold any sort of Phoenix pushes coming out of every single member from VNT. Middle Phoenix is already dead, and with that fire wave flooding down, this should be it.
Yep, open bracket week 2 going to go the same as open bracket week 1, with the last-minute Monsters finishing in second place and Variety's new team finishing top, and they will move on to relegations.
We'll see how both of these teams adapt to the changes between seasons, as well as there's going to be a 2-week delay between now and the relegations. Enough time for both of these teams to really practice and get back into the groove of things. I would like to see last-minute Monsters, though, try to find ways to kind of